Hey, it's Nay, and welcome to Hey Nay. So this is part two of my Thanksgiving episode special thing. And the topic is giving and dating. And shout out to the Hey Nay writers because they gave me quite a few questions. So here we go. Um, First, I hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving because I sure did. Okay, back to the questions. Giving and dating. Do you try to give more gift wise or the same as your significant other? Try your best to do the same. If you're giving gifts for special occasions like birthdays and, maybe anniversary, that kind of stuff I'm a little bit nervous with if you're not married, because you shouldn't have an anniversary for everything. Oh, this is the anniversary of the first time, we kissed, the first time we walked down the block together, the first time we hold hands. That's too much. You don't need to have a gift for those type of things. But you should be giving about the same. So yeah, try to do that. Do you have to give gifts for holidays? Yes, that is a must. But it is kind of weird if you started your relationship on December 23rd. And, do you give a gift on December 25th? I don't know necessarily if that's a thing or not. Um, but, you can definitely do something. It doesn't have to be an elaborate gift, but you can give something small and meaningful. Those always work. Same thing if it's like 2 days before their birthday that you started dating, And you didn't even know it was their birthday. That's really bad, but it's a lot more understandable. Um, have you ever been in a gift war where you tried to outdo your significant other? Was it an unspoken battle between the both of you? Okay, so if you end up being in a gift war, first of all, that should only be a thing if it's for like fun. Like, oh, I give better gifts than you, and you're like, oh no, you don't, and then that's kind of fun. But if it's like a real thing and it's serious in the sense that, you know, um, it's sort of like who can, you're trying to outdo each other. You're missing the point of the reason why you're giving gifts to begin with. So no, that should not be a thing. Only if it's like a fun bantering thing. Like don't get serious and caught up with it. And I know some people tend to be caught up in that type of stuff with their family members or their friends, but you don't want that with your significant other. Do not do that. Okay? If you feel like you're not really getting good gifts, and be like, hey, be like, we got to work on your gift skills, and just say that. But you don't make it a war. Don't make it a war. At what point do you start giving gifts to your significant other's parents? Okay, so I believe if you see them a lot, so if you see them quite a bit, like maybe, at least once a week, and you've been dating for, I don't know, 6 months or so, then yes, you should give them a gift. If they're part of sort of your routine, or you tend to see them when you see her or when you see him, though that type of thing, then yes, you should give a gift to the parents. It shows that you care about them too, and that you care about their support for your relationship. And I think that's huge, especially if this is potentially someone that you see that you are serious with or intend to be serious with. Definitely give gifts when you're married to the parents. Always, always do that. To me, that is a must. So definitely do that. Cool. Would you give up your clothing? How about your favorite article of clothing? I don't really want to give up my clothes, but I would, especially if my partner's into, donating, and, that would be something that I would adapt to. And I'm not saying that I don't give up clothes, because I do give up clothes to, like, Salvation Army, as well as certain shelters and things like that. I've done it in the past, but um, my favorite, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure I'll probably have to get used to that, especially if that's something that my partner's into. But typically if it's my favorite, I don't really want to give it up, and I'm just going to be honest about it. I just don't usually give that stuff up. But we all are a work in progress, I believe. Okay. How often should you should do surprise gifts, such as flowers, be given? If done often, does it become an expectation? Yes, it does become an expectation if you do it often. Anything that you do often becomes an expectation. So if you cook every day, I'm expecting you to cook for me every day. Or, if I cook every day, then you probably expecting me to cook every day. And if you get flowers at work every day, then you're expecting a flower, come Monday. That's something that is part of routine, or you always give it the 5th of the month, or, because that's the date that you guys, first made each other. So every 5th of the month, you're getting flowers. Like, you're expecting it every 5th of the month. Um, I think you should give surprise gifts when the person least expects it. That's when I think you should do. So, like, I love, like, they did this on movies and stuff like that, but I do like those cards and flowers, like, just because it's Wednesday, or like just because it's Saturday. I like those because you're not expecting it. You're not really thinking about it. So those type of gifts are gifts that I would do. Um, depending on, how my relationship is. But yeah, surprise gifts should be like unexpected. It shouldn't be routine. Last question. If you break up, do you take back the gifts you gave him or her? Good question. Now, this is how I feel. I feel that you should not ask for the gifts back, but that your partner should be willing to give the gifts back. So, and it also depends on the breakup, of course. If it's amicable, then it's usually not a problem. But if it's a little bit touchy, I know if someone broke up with me and they gave me something, maybe something that I know that, was costly for them, I would return that to them. And that's just the right thing to do, in my opinion. I know other people may not feel that same way, but that's the way I feel. And I would expect my partner to do the same. Doesn't necessarily mean that I would take it back, though. Because most of the time when I give a gift, I usually like to give it, for them to keep it. But if it's like a ring, I gave a ring or something like that, like an engagement ring or something like that, and then the engagement got called off, I want my ring back, okay? Because that's money. I'm just going to be real. It's money. I mean, I'm not rich. I'm sure a lot of you are not rich, so I'm sure you would want your ring back. And I would hope I wouldn't have to ask for it. I would hope that the person would just give it back to me. So that's just kind of how I feel about that. So hopefully you don't have to ask for the gifts back, but hopefully your partner's willing to give them. So be willing to give gifts back if things don't work out between you and your significant other. Cool. So thank you, Hey Nay Writers, for all those questions. Those were great, great questions. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Again, I hope your Thanksgiving was great, because mine sure was. I am stuffed. I ate a lot, and I haven't even gone shopping yet, and it's supposed to be like shopping season and things like that. I've done a little bit of shopping, but not really, but whatever. So I just want to thank you all, guys, and remember, we're now in the season of giving. So you should give. And, I hope that, you find someone that is worth giving. I believe giving is cathartic for yourself, whether it's your significant other or not. Okay? Again, just thank you guys, and I'm very thankful for all of you. Remember to always start your day off with a hey. Bye.